in 2024.
The wait is over in Bahrain, and we are just hearing that the starting grid is on the look for a new driver. Who will it be?
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting shit.
And radio is good.
Here we go.
The Grand Prix is underway.
What a dramatic start. Can you believe it?
I feel like they're gonna bleed.
Yes!
Spun out of my
He's lost it.
Pop out, guys. That's it.
The pit lane's going to be alive now. They're all in.
on my own. Here we go. I'm set on overdrive. On my own. Here we go.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing.
Out of the final corner. And here's our winner today.
Can you beat me?
What a race. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the fans.
Welcome in, everybody, to round 10 of the Prowler Racing League F1 Championship on F1 24. Tonight, we are in Hungary at the Hungarian Grand Prix. This track is a short one, 14 corners. They say it is the Monaco of regular circuits. Walls nearby, high downforce. So let's get into it real quick. We already have cars on track, but real quick. Oh. Looks like I got bumped out. Let's try this again. Okay, so real quick, everybody send me notifications. Gotta do this in game, I believe. Yep. Not sure what happened there, but let's get back to the track. They are in qualifying right now. Sure. We had this happen the other night too. Might just be a bad network issue, but while we're waiting for that to load up, let's take a look at the calendar here. We are on round 10. It is a sprint weekend. Yep, where everybody's out on track right now. Driver standings, the Luxy out in front, 208, 163 for Vanilla, so he's going to be trying hard to get back up there. Due to those driver sayings, we are currently sitting with Aston Martin out in front, 263, and Mercedes 185. So while that's going, let's get out to the track, watch the live timing. First, let's get our track map up. Get rid of this in-game graphics, and let's go with our personal graphics. So Pixelin set our first time with a 1:16, 1:27. And next up is going to be a Ferrari. Big Deer Racer X. Coming around the corner. Up to the front with a 1:15, 784. Next up, we got a Mercedes. Vanilla, possibly. Oh, Vanilla on the intermediates. So that means he is doing his reconnaissance lap. Won't be setting a time just yet. Like the Williams of Draco. Going to start his lap. Coming down to turn 1. Mind you, this qualifying session is shorter due to being a sprint. Looks like I don't have a game audio. There it goes. Boogie with a fast lap, 1:15.703. Draco coming around final corners here. Turn 14. Cross the line. Up to P6 for Draco with a 1:16.291. Let's go with, looks like Mercedes Vanilla still on his intermediates. Looks like we got Lone Fibers out. Corey still set a time. Corey's telemetry is showing a little bit off, so we'll have to double check it with him. Vanilla coming to the big to get off of those intermediates to set a proper time. Oscar yet to set a time. He's in the pits. Fibers out. And then we got Corey, which is showing he has no ERS. Might be a telemetry issue. Might not. Over the curbs through 7 and 8. Round 9. Corey setting this lap on the mediums. Now, mind you, for the sprint race, there's no pit stops. So he might be saving a set of softs for either the Grand Prix or for the actual sprint. Cross the line, Corey's going to move up to P2 with a 1:15.492 on the mediums. Only other car on track right now is Pixelin. Deploying that battery. Flying with 2 personal best sectors, 1 and 2. This lap should improve Corey, or Pixelin, apologies. Pixelin up closer to the front. Pixelin, P5. Looks like Zaluxi is out of the session. Will not be setting another lap. So the next car on track is going to be, I think Corey's coming around. Yep, Corey's coming to the pit. Then it's going to be Ferrari of Hayden. Currently on an out lap. Sitting P3 with a 1:15.619. Hayden smashing it through. Did not improve in the first sector. That slows down. Get out of the way of the Red Bull of Pixelin. Pixelin going for another move. Yeah, I believe Corey has a slight telemetry issue. Not showing ERS. For some reason, I can't type in one of the chats. Pixelin not improving that lap. So, next up, we got Hayden across the line. Coming behind Pixelin. Durell P6 with a 1:15.784. About 35 seconds left in the qualifying session. Should be able to get one of Vanilla coming across the line shortly to get a timed lap in. Does not look like the car behind him will get it. Possibly. So, Vanilla across the line. Let's go and get one more timed lap in. And yep, last car across the line. Everyone's going to get a final timed lap. Personal best for Hayden through first and second sector. Around the final corner, Hayden open DRS across the line. P3 with a 1:14.898. Next up is going to be his teammate, DRL Racer X. Cross line, P4 with a 1:15.322. Next it looks like Corey come across the line. Corey, P3 with 1:14.728. Next we'll head down to Vanilla. Cross line, P2, 1:14.301. And then last, across the line is going to be Draco. (1:15.970). That is your qualifying session for the sprint qualifying. So, Zaluxi P1, Vanilla P2, Oscar P3, Corey P4, Hayden P5, Gerald Racer X 6th, Boogie 7, Pixelin 8, Draco 9, Lone Fiber 10, and their new driver, Apex Twin, starting in P11. Now, we're going to let everyone get their setups set. Just a reminder to everyone to not do the thing while we wait. All right, save. Back to here. And here is your grid. Oh, it goofed. It has G Smooth as the 11th driver. We'll have to get that fixed. Apex Twin not showing up correctly. We'll have to correct that later. But Zaluxi, your pole setter. Oh, somebody read it up. And we're away for the sprint race. 12 laps here at Hungary. Somebody must have read it up before they were supposed to. So let's get down to the track. So Luxy going wide there through turn 1. Oh, but back up front again. Yay, netcoding issues. So after our rushed start and getting underway here, we have 11 cars racing away with Zaluxy leading us, followed by Vanilla Spilla, Oscar P3 so far, Corey P4, Pixelin P5. See where our movements are so far. Pixelin up 3 positions. Up to P5. Your top 4 keeping pretty close together. DRL getting past his teammate. Everyone's starting this race and going to finish this race on the mediums. Zaluxy starts us off with the fastest lap. 1:19.710. That time is going to drop as fuel is burned off. So far, it looks like Zaluxy, Corey, and Pixelin all have warnings so far. Possible race strategy is out the window because this is a sprint race. There's no pit stops. So let's go check out a close battle in the back here between the 2 Ferraris. Hayden and Pixelin giving the DRL Racer sandwich here. DRL going to be trying to make the move on Pixelin to gain back the position. Looks to the inside, doesn't go there. Fills that Red Bull's mirror. So far, nobody making any big moves. 10 laps to go. Zaluxy, another fastest lap. DRS is open. DRL, 6th to the racing line. Whoa, big defense there from Pixelin. Hayden making contact there. I don't know if Pixelin knew that Hayden was on the inside when he came back to the racing line. That is going to be a hard maneuver. Hayden looking to the racing line again, around the outside. Oh, the wrong way. Pixelin defending against Hayden. Corey with the 3-second penalty. Doing his best to keep up with the top 3. Hayden looks like he's going a little wide there. Behind Pixelin. Pixelin desperate to build a gap. All while Boogie in the back there defending against Apex. 9 laps left to go. Again, this is a short track, similar to Monaco. Hayden going for the move on the inside. Pixelin going for the move, the switchback, way early before the corner. Gets onto the grass. Oh, there's another Red Bull around. Looks like everybody missed them. We're back under green flag, so that was a quick little spin there for Lone Fiber. Pixelin going after Hayden, chasing him down. So far, the front has stayed the same. Zaluxy out front with Vanilla and Oscar behind. Hayden building that gap to Pixelin. Pixelin is now under attack from Draco. Draco to the inside at turn 13, but it's going to put him on the outside for 14. Almost looks like a little bit of contact may have been made there. Draco gets ahead of Pixelin. Everyone open their DRS. Pixelin defend against Boogie. Boogie around the outside. Wheel to wheel with Pixelin. All while Apex Twin going for the move on the inside, makes contact and spins it. A little ambitious there from Apex Twin. But can't blame him when those two were battling, left the door wide open on the inside. Pixelin again with all to do, try to get those positions back. Up front, Zaluxi out in front by 1.5 seconds. Started this race in first. Currently in first. Coming around turn 14 to start us off on lap 6 of 12. Next up, you got Vanilla Spilla with Oscar closing the gap behind. Vanilla started P2, still P2. It's going to be a good haul of points. Oscar started P3, still P3. Hunting down Vanilla, trying to get that P2 position for this sprint. Corey started P4, still P4, doing absolutely all to do to get those cars in front, but he's got about a 5-second gap. Next up behind him is DRL Racer X, working with teammate Hayden, P5 and P6. Fouled by about 4 seconds back. We got Draco in the Williams. Apologies if we have any connection issues. My internet keeps disconnecting. Next up, we got Boogie hunting down Draco by about half seconds. Lone Fiber 2.6 behind Boogie. Then we got Pixelin. Looks like he may have disconnected. Says he needs an invite in the Discord. Then we got our newest driver, Apex Twin, currently P11. Back up front to Zaluxi. A little bit of net coding. That might be my connection here as we dropped out when the stream started. So we might still be having some connection issues still. I keep seeing a notification from my internet here at the house. It keeps disconnecting. So, closest battle we got right now is actually Oscar on Vanilla. We're on lap 7 of 12. Oscar doing his best, but Vanilla reserving that battery. Current ERS, we're looking at it. Still says we're live, so even though I've got keep getting notifications, the internet keeps dying, we're still going to keep streaming. So Oscar within a second, half a second of Vanilla, and just kind of floating there. The rest of the field has gone out. Hayden getting past Corey up to P4. We missed that overtake. Looks like DRL Racer X is dropped back. So there may have been a little situation there. We shall see. Corey with the 3-second penalties up to 6 seconds now. So he's going to be falling back pretty far into the clutches of DRL Racer X. Due to penalties, that's actually going to drop Corey back down to P7. Mind you, only the top 8 scored points in a sprint race. So right now, Corey. Whoa, Hayden, no! Hayden with the rear end snapping out on him. That rear tire dancing on the chassis. He is out of the race. Tough break for Hayden. Just going to promote a few drivers up. So, current running order is going to be Zaluxy out front, followed by Vanilla, Oscar, Corey, DRL Racer X, Boogie, Lone Fiber, and our newest driver, Apex Twin, scoring our last points for this race. Oscar getting closer to Vanilla there. Right on the gearbox, less than half a second. Around the final corner, Oscar coming down the straightaway. DRS wide open. Hunting down Vanilla. Does not go for a move into turn 1. The small stretch here between 1 and 2. It's a small DRS zone. Wing is open, not going for the move there. It's still staying right with Vanilla. High speed through turn 4. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup there from Vanilla. Oscar getting aggressive. Through the chicane, keeps it single file. Next real overtaking spot is going to be coming up here into sector 3. See if he goes for a move now. We're on lap 10 of 12 of the sprint here at Hungaroring. Oscar still staying right behind Vanilla. Now the question is, does Oscar go for a move, or does he just accept the points that he will receive from this P3 position, or will he go for it here? Down the front stretch, goes to the inside with DRS assist, through into P2. And because both DRS zones are used with the same detection point, you see there Oscar got the DRS for the second zone, pulling a little bit of a gap on Vanilla. So Vanilla now P3, Oscar P2. Then a little bit further back, we got a 3-way battle between Corey, DRL Racer X, and Boogie. DRL thinking about making a move there on Corey. He doesn't have to make the move. Boogie going inside of DRL. Doesn't go for it there, but almost. Both these guys will inherit positions because Corey does have a 6-second penalty. So it is totally up to them if they are going to just let this play out or actually win it on track. Personally, the smart move would be to just let it happen. Don't try to overtake. You'll gain the positions automatically. But these guys are racers at heart. They're going to want to go for the move. DRL around the outside. Can't make it stick. Tries for the inside now. Gets past down the turn 2. Boogie now needs to try to get past Corey. Corey with another warning there. See if Boogie's going to make a move here. Looks at it. Tucks right back in. Corey with another 3 seconds. That puts him at 9 seconds, which now will drop him down to P8 and possibly out of the points because Apex is within a second of Lone Fiber. Now, back up front, we're going to watch Zaluxy coming across the line. Zaluxy P1, Vanilla Spill P2, Oscar P3. Next up, we got DRL Racer coming around the final corner. Boogie going on the inside. DRL makes it past Boogie to P4, Boogie P5, Corey P6, Apex P6 now due to penalties. Corey P7, Lone Fiber P8. With Pixelin coming across the line, P9. And Draco with his pit stop, switching to the softs. Finishing out with very badly damaged front wing. Across the line, Draco, your driver of the day for this sprint race is going to be Apex Twin. So that is our sprint race here at Hungary. Oh, did it not want to load? There we go. Oh, it doesn't even have the names. That was one of our new graphics we're going to try. But Zaluxy P1 with the fastest lap, 1:15.659. Followed by Vanilla Spill, Oscar, Dero Racer X, Boogie, Apex Twin, Corey, and Lone Fiber rounding out your points. Then we got Pixelin, Draco, and unfortunately Hayden with that big incident out of turn 14 is DNF from the race. So that concludes our sprint portion of tonight's race. Now we're getting ready to do qualifying for the Grand Prix. Discord's going a little crazy right now with everybody. But let's get to the track side and watch some qualifying. Looks like we do have somebody needs an invite. Hold on 1 second. Let's back out of there. Is it? Send an invite to Pixelin. All right. Let's go back to the track, waiting for everybody to go out. Looks like first car out onto track is going to be Pixelin. He's exiting the pit. just stay here with Pixelin as he does his outlap, so everyone can get a reminder of what this track is, even though we just had the sprint. It's a very short race here. Again, 14 corners. Drivers are on the full throttle 50% of the time. Top speed, you're looking at about 190 miles per hour. It's a high downforce track with low tire wear. So it'll be interesting to see what the strategy is going to be for tonight for the tire wear. As it stands right now, the weather for this qualifying session is clear with sunshine all throughout. There's no threat of rain, which is good. So we got a few other cars on track. Hayden doing his typical intermediate lap. So we're going to actually stay here with Pixelin as he starts his lap. DRS wide open, heading down to turn 2. It's a long turn 2. Up the hill to the very fast turn 4. Oh, and invalidated through turn 4. That is a tough break. Let's go check out who got next. See if they're going to be a DRL Racer X or Hayden. DRL is actually out in front first, so we're going to watch DRL. And I'm actually going to pull up a telemetry setting, which is new. And we'll stay and watch as DRL does his qualifying lap. Down the front straight, full throttle, heavy braking, not full, only about 80%, but feathers it down with a very nice incline on the throttle. A little bit of light braking there. Throttle input. Little lift there through turn 3. Let's see if he lifts through turn 4. Lift and brake through turn 4. Sets the fastest first sector. Through the chicanes. Little lift off the accelerator. Heavy braking. Again, only going about 75% on the brakes. Not doing a whole lot of heavy braking. It's just a little bit, and then he's off again. Around turn 14. Full throttle. ERS deploying. A 119.524 for Dealer Racer X. Let's see who the next driver is going to be. It looks like Draco is going to be our next driver. Let's go on board here now. Going through Sector 2 right now. Looks like Vanilla just starting a lap now. We'll go with Vanilla as soon as Draco crosses the line. Draco, P1 with a 116.567. We'll head down to Vanilla going through turn 2 right now. Let's check out telemetry for Vanilla. Coming up to turn 14. Wow, sharp stab on the brakes there. Look at that telemetry. That is amazing watching how Vanilla jabs the brake very fast and lets off. And does all the rotation under acceleration. It's very cool to see. We'll keep an eye on when Zaluxy comes on out. It's very interesting to see what her telemetry is, because she is or was fastest during the sprint qualifying. Unfortunately, Vanilla did invalidate on that lap. So you can see there he's warming his tires back up. Probably going to go for it again. Let's see here. This looks like Boogie. Boogie's setting a time. Coming around. Turn 13. Coming up to turn 14. Boogie. Cross line P4th, 125.646. Next up is actually Lone Fiber. He is absolutely flying right now. Purple middle sector. Up to P1, 114.472. But while we've been talking, Vanilla, after invalidating that last lap, is absolutely flying right now. Purple in the first sector. Purple, or personal best, middle sector. See as he comes around. Still waiting on Zaluxy to make an exit. She's not showing her hand yet, but Vanilla coming across the line. P2 with 114.687. That is a healthy lap from Vanilla. Let's head down to Corey. Corey with a little bit of traffic ahead of him. On a timed lap. Coming around the final corners here. Round 14. Playing the hammer down. DRS open. P7 for Corey. 125.171. Might have been due to a little bit of traffic. Not entirely sure. Next up, we got Hayden. Cross line P3. 115.496 for the Ferrari driver. So as you can see from our standings, Apex Twin has retired. Per the rule set, he is our rookie driver for tonight. So his goal is to start at the back of the grid and work his way to the front as best he can. This track is not very nice for that. Boogie, the McLaren, stationary. Looks like he got a little bent out of shape. Car looks okay. I think he was just waiting for everyone to go past, so he didn't get anybody's way. Yep, getting out of the way there. And actually, that was Oscar, I believe. Yep, Oscar just zipped past Boogie. Oh no, Lux is saying her internet is fully dead. We're not going to be able to watch her do a qualifying lap. Oscar around final corner. P2 with 114.498. We got about just under 7 minutes left in this qualifying session. Hopefully Lux can get her internet fixed. I would love to see a qualifying lap from her. Let's see who's out on track right now. Pixelin actually, we're personal best in the first sector. And personal best through the middle sector. This will definitely improve his time. Currently with a 116.612. Let's see how he improves. Cross line P5. 115.605 from Pixelin. Big move there. So we're seeing that Zluxy has an internet issue, which might explain the little bit of net coding we had before. It was probably a combination of both my internet and her internet, just making it awful for everybody. So right now, Pixelin on a cooldown lap. Next car out is actually going to be Boogie on an out lap. Average AT&T user. Yeah. So we'll pull up the telemetry here for Boogie, watching his out lap and seeing how he gets his tires warmed up. Actually, we can pull up the, where is it? I just changed all this. Where is it? Car info. There it is. So it's keeping his temperature up, keeping that battery from deploying. That is one key thing to remember is when you're on your out lap, if you have the ERS set for auto, it will be deploying during your out lap, which will rob you of potential battery during your qualifying lap. So it looks like Boogie's got those tires nice and warmed up. Here we go around the final corner. We'll stay with Boogie here and watch his qualifying lap. As you can see, the battery is deploying, dropping down, heavy braking, slowly getting back on the accelerator. Keeps it pinned through turn 3. Coming up to turn 4. No brake, but lets off the throttle. That is a interesting way to attack turn 4. We've seen other drivers like Vanilla where it's a quick jab on the brakes, or DRL Razor X with a little bit of normal braking through turn 4. Boogie only with a lift off the accelerator. Personal best so far for Boogie through first and second sectors. This lap should improve. Through the final corner, Boogie. Cross line up to P4. Great improvement there for Boogie. Let's head on over to Vanilla. It's actually just coming through turn 4 right now. Vanilla purple that first sector. Zluxy exiting the pit on intermediates. 2 minutes left. I don't know if she's gonna have enough time to pit for the softs and get back out. Oh, she retired. Okay. Damn. I think she just went out to get the setting, to get her set up. She knew she was going to pull a lap off. So Vanilla up to P1. 114.155 for Mercedes. This is going to be a haul of points for Mercedes if Vanilla can keep it going. Zluxy got all to do from starting in the back. Looks like we got asking for an invite. Let's see here real quick. Next car that's setting faster time is Oscar. Oscar not improving the middle sector. Coming across the line. Still P3 114.498 for Oscar. Next up across the line is going to be, looks like DRL Racer X. Let's head down to DRL. Actually, it's Hayden. Hayden is up in both first and second sector. Coming through the final corner. Across the line. P4, a 114.879. Next up across the line is teammate DRL Racer X, 115.250, P6. Then we got, so I think that's Vanilla on a cooldown lap. He's not pushing. Nope. Draco, actually. Draco. Nope, that was Vanilla. Apologies. Fiber into the pits. And Draco finishing out our qualifying session. Oh, loses it at turn 13. That lap is gone. Tough break. Oh, back end getting slap happy there. Into the pits, Draco is. So that is going to be your qualifying session. Once Draco is retired. That'll wrap us up. So, Vanilla Spilla, your pole setter on the softs with a 114.155. Followed by Lone Fiber, 114.472. Oscar, Hayden, Corey, DRL Racer X, Boogie, Pixelin, Draco, Ziluxi, who disconnected and under AI, did an outlap on intermediates. And then Apex Twin, starting from the back, as per new driver rules. So we're going to sit after qualifying. Do a reminder for everyone to do not ready up, because that's what happened last time. Nobody had time to really set their strategy, even though there were no pit stops. But this time, there will be pit stops, so everyone needs to set their strategy. Let's do our grid graphic here real quick. Again, it is incorrect. Because it will show G Smooth and not Apex Twin. But just so we have something to show. Show the wrong one. So our grid again is Vanilla, followed by Lone Fiber, Oscar, Hayden, Corey, Deal Razor X, Boogie, Pixelin, Draco, Ziluxi, and then Apex Twin. So let's pull the grid down. You'll wait. Let's head to the track as we wait for go ahead from our host. DRL Racer X is actually our host for tonight, has been our host all season. So big shout out to DRL Racer X handling the hosting responsibilities, as I definitely am using way too much bandwidth from my internet. So to make everything easier, DRL is handling our hosting responsibilities. Looks like Pixlin got kicked out again. Oh, and we're live. Lights are going. Lights are out. And away we go. Lone Fiber looking to make a move. Six in the back. Oh, we got a car going off wide there. Out front, Vanilla looking to build a gap, which he's doing very well. Lone Fiber is taking right with Oscar. Everyone keeping it together pretty good. That was Corey early on going wide, dropping it back to P10. Boogie out back, looking to make a move. Hunting down one of the Ferraris, DRL Racer X. Vanilla out front, setting her fastest lap so far. Deluxy making some big moves already. Got Pixelin on the inside. Heavy braking there. Corey getting around Pixelin as well. Which I think Pixelin might actually be AI. He did have a connection issue just before we started. So Deluxy with all due to get back up to the front. All while our leader, Vanilla Spilla, trying to hunt down Deluxy in the championship. Pulling a gap of over 1 second to Oscar back in P2, while Oscar is being harassed by Lone Fiber. And then just a hair back, we've got Hayden in the Ferrari. And then we got Boogie hunting down DRL for P5. So right now, our closest battle is actually Corey on Deluxy. Deluxy diving into the pit with front wing damage. That is why she's going into the pit. She's going to have to change out that front wing. Yep, you see the end plate's gone. This is going to cause at least a 7-second pit stop. Switching back over to the mediums, 7.4 for that pit stop. So this drops Deluxy towards the back. And as you can see on the track map, it is a short lap. So she's going to have a lot of work to do to get back up to the front. So back up to the front we go. Vanilla, 1.2 back to Oscar. Defending against Lone Fiber. 3/10 back. Very close battle. One of the closest ones we've got right now. Our next closest battle is actually Corey going after Draco. Let's see how Fiber attacks here. DRS is wide open. Fiber going to the inside of Oscar. Down into PE. Turn one. Gets ahead. All while Hayden coming up behind Oscar. looking to take advantage. But Oscar sticking right with Fiber as they go up to turn 4. Oh! They both get out of shape. Big moment there for Fiber and Oscar. They rejoin the track safely. Big moment there. The big loser from that, unfortunately, is Oscar, because he has a very damaged front right wing. So he's going to be suffering from a loss of downforce on the front. See there, the right front end plate is missing. So it'll be interesting to see if, oh yeah, big lockups there. That downforce is absolutely gone. Oscar into the pits. Slams on the brake. Slows it down. Into the pits. Now looking at the map here, he is going to do a wing change, so it's going to be roughly about another 7-second stop. Switches to the hards. And he's going to drop out right behind Zaluxy. So the field, as you can see on the map, pretty spread out at this point. You've got Vanilla handily pulling away. Granted, that incident between Oscar and Fiber really opened the door. He's up to 3.5 seconds right now ahead of Hayden of the first Ferraris. If both Ferraris can finish tonight, it's going to be a haul of points for them, which will move them up for sure. Safety car is deployed. Draco is out. He is not moving. Looks like Zaluxy may have... It's coming up to where his car is, or was. The car is gone. Tough break for Draco being out of the race. Great opportunity for everyone to drop into the pits. Looks like Apex does not. Stays out. Looks like Duro Racer did not. So Hayden did. Let's actually pull it up here. Total pit stops. So DRL did not stop under the safety car, which promoted him to P1. Next up, actually we can do race story here real quick. So DRL started 6th, currently in 1st, not pitting during this safety car. Next up, we got Lone Fiber, who also did not stop for the pit stop there. In P2, started 2nd, still 2nd. Vanilla taking advantage of the safety car, pits 1st, now to 3rd. Switches to the hard, more than likely going to finish this race on the hard. Actually, let's look at what tire life is. 18 to 20 laps on those hards. So yeah, it looks like... Ooh, he might have to pit again. According to this, only 20 laps for those hards, so Vanilla might need to pit again. We'll see. Then we've got Apex Twin, who did not pit, promoted up to P4, started in the back, now the 4th. Hayden pitted under a safety car, 4th, now down to 5th. Boogie, 7th to 6th. Lone Fiber pitting now. Oh, that's a tough break for Lone Fiber. And disqualified for ignoring yellow flag. 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. What is happening? Did he try to overtake going into the pits? I have a feeling that's what happened. Interesting. Then we got Zaluxy pitted early on for a wing change on the mediums. Started 10th up to 7th. Oscar started 3rd, had that incident, down 8th, has also pitted. Pixelin started 8th, now 9th, but has pitted. So, under normal F1 rules for a dry race, they have to run 2 different compound tires, which is requiring at least 1 pit stop. So, DRL still has to pit. He is on the same mediums he started with. So is Apex Twin. Everyone else is pitted, but I don't think some of those cars are going to go the distance. They're going to have to pit again. But unfortunately, Lone Fiber getting disqualified. I think he overtook getting into the pit lane and caused him to get disqualified. So, currently under safety car, we're being led away by DRL Racer X. Safety car is in this lap, so DRL is going to drop the field back, get those tires warmed up. Mind you, Vanilla on the hards, sandwiched between 2 medium tire cars. So we're actually going to go, we'll have the camera on Vanilla. See how he attacks DRL. He's right on the gearbox, not letting him go away. As it stands, every car is going to be scoring points tonight. Just a matter of how many points will they score. Cross the start finish line, away we go. DRL immediately getting attacked by Vanilla. Vanilla down the inside, heavy braking. Moves up to P1. Looks like we got a stationary Ferrari of Hayden in the back there. May have collected somebody. No wing damage we can see on telemetry. But Vanilla regains the lead. Going through turn 4. DRL P2. Oscar with a 3-second penalty. Oh, we got Boogie turned around. See if he's still moving. He is still moving, but that wing is gone. That was through turn 4. The high speed possibly got up on the curbing and smoked that front wing. Oscar, with that 3-second penalty, also has front wing damage. So we'll keep an eye on, see if he is going to pit. Zaluxy carving through the fields right now, up to P4. Oscar continuing on with the damaged wing. I think he's going to try to run this out as long as possible, because with pitting now, he's going to fall very far behind. So as it stands, we got Zaluxy in P4 going after Apex Twin. Mind you, Apex Twin is on 2 lap older mediums compared to Zaluxy, going around the outside or inside there, outside up to turn 4, through turn 4. Zaluxy P3 now behind DRL Racer X. So we did see Zaluxy pit early on for a wing change, but remained on the mediums, went from medium to medium, meaning she will need to make another pit stop for a different dry tire compound. Whereas Vanilla, I believe, started on the medium, on the hard. He's going to do his damnedest to stay on that hard to the end of the race. We shall see. Currently, the gap up ahead, 3 seconds from DRL Racer to Vanilla. Zaluxy closing the gap, down 3/10. She's looking for it. Heavy braking, goes for the move on the inside. DRL doing the smart move of not moving, maintaining that racing line. But unfortunately, Zaluxy with the younger tires gets the move done through turn 1. Now she is chasing her championship rival, Vanilla Spilla, almost 4 seconds ahead. Down the line, we've got Oscar with the damaged wing hunting down Apex. So Oscar making contact there. Goes to the inside, makes the move on Apex. Very impressive for two reasons, having the harder compound tire and a busted front wing. Oscar doing his best to build at least 3 seconds to whoever's behind him, because that penalty at the end of the race will make him drop back significantly. Oh, we got a car around there. Looks like that was the Ferrari of DRL. He's got front wing damage. Into the pit lane. Looks like he got around, smacked the wall, destroyed that front wing. So this is going to be about a 7-second pit stop to get that wing changed out. Doesn't look like there's any other damage on the car, so he should be able to continue. Like we said, if everyone finishes, they will score points. DRL going to the hards, coming out onto the track into P8. We'll head back up to the battle between Corey, Apex, and Oscar. Oh, virtual safety car. My apologies. I was wondering why it looked like they're going much slower. Virtual safety car nullifies the field. Nobody can really gain or lose lap time to each other under the VSC. These virtual safety cars don't last very long. Oh, Apex Twin drive-through penalty speeding under VSC. He had the Delta to go against, and he went too fast. So he's going to be more than likely dropping into the pit right now to serve that drive-through. Very unfortunate. From positioning, he should possibly come out in front of DRL. Deluxy making the change over to hards. So she's now completed that 2 dry tire requirement. Apex definitely comes out far enough ahead of DRL. But Deluxy now on a mission to hunt down Vanilla all the way up at the front. So as you can see from the map here, we've spread out quite a bit. Our closest gap currently is Corey all the way up to Oscar. About a 1.5 seconds. Corey getting very sideways coming out of turn 11. Mind you, turn 11 is a bit of a high-speed corner. So let's actually take a look at Deluxy on the fresh set of hard tires. So not as much grip, but she'll be pushing hard. Let's take a look at her telemetry. Coming around turn 14. Let's see. We saw how actually everyone did this lap just a little bit different with their braking and accelerating. Let's see how well. Look at that sharp, heavy, 100% braking down into turn 1, slowly letting off the brakes, slowly getting that accelerator. Heavy braking, not as quick of a jab on the brakes as Vanilla does. Let's see what she does through turn 4. Blips off the accelerator. So we've seen it multiple ways now that drivers will actually either just let off the accelerator or they'll actually hit the brakes coming through turn 4, the high speed up the hill. Deluxy, another one of those drivers that lets off the accelerator, doesn't use the brakes. Very little braking there too. A little bit of feathering the accelerator. Now she's got traffic of Pixelin ahead of her. She zips right past on the inside of Pixelin. Pixelin really knowing that's not his fight, doesn't really challenge Deluxy as she comes around turn 14. That is a full lap for Deluxy with an overtake on Pixelin. So now, with everybody spread out a little bit, let's actually... let's take a look. We've already seen Vanilla and how he handles braking going through here. Got Oscar still with 3 seconds to remember about. Very high jump in the ERS there. Down to turn 12, heavy on the brake. You can see a lot of drivers are hitting 100% of that brake and then letting off. A little bit of braking around 13. Around turn 14 onto the straightaway. I do remember during qualifying, some of the cars, they would brake. I think it was DRL Racer X. When he was braking, it wasn't going 100%. Let's actually head down to DRL because he's coming around turn 13 and 14 right now. It's like Pixelin coming into the pit, or that's Apex. So let's watch DRL as he comes down to turn 1. He's going a heavy brake, but I don't think it's hitting 100%. Not quite. Maybe 90, like 85, 90%. So that might be a number of things. The pedal travel may not be there. But it's very interesting. All right, let's head through. Oh, we got Hayden hunting down Corey. It's gonna be our closest battle right now. Let's see how the other Ferrari gets on with his telemetry as he's hunting down Corey. DRS wide open. Possibly look for a move. Ooh, very interesting feathering of the brake into turn 1. Not a whole 100%, but it was just a little push there. Very much feathering the brake. That's very interesting to see. Let's see how he goes up to turn 4. We've seen multiple drivers take us different ways. Does brake. Now that could be due to Corey being ahead. Corey getting a little bit of out of shape. Hayden looking for the move on the inside. Doesn't do it there through the chicane. Hunting down Corey through turn 10, a high speed 11. Just lets off the accelerator, no braking. Down turn 12, 13. Onto the straightaway. Hayden going for the inside. DRS assisting massively going down to turn 1. Gets the move done. Slowly pulling gap on Corey. Corey now half a second back to Hayden. And ahead of Zaluxy by 6.2 seconds. But as you can see through the sectors, Zaluxy 1.8 seconds faster than Corey on the last lap. So Zaluxy very much hunting down Corey. Hayden catching up with the Oscar as well. Hayden looks to the inside, tucks in behind. Oscar is now up to 6 seconds of penalties. Just going to drop him down to currently P4. Hayden, DRS is wide open. Heading down the front straight. Let's see if he goes to the inside or stays with the racing line. Makes the move to the inside. Heavy braking. Let's see if Oscar can do the over-under. Hayden squeezing him just a little bit. Oscar not giving it up. Oscar stays on the inside. Hayden looking for the over-under. Oscar with the wing damage. Here we come up to turn 4, the high speed. Round turn 5. Gotta watch that curb on the inside. It will throw you towards the outside. Hayden possibly, heavy braking to avoid contact. Hayden makes the looky-loo, but then has to heavy brake so he doesn't collect Oscar. Through the high speed 11. Hayden doing the looky-loo again. Down to 13. Hayden trying to carry as much speed through that corner. Round 14. Hayden keeping it tighter to the wall there. DRS wide open. See what he does. Coming down. Makes the move to the inside. Oscar keeping the outside racing line. Hayden brakes. DRS is wide open again. 1 DRS detection zone. Hayden putting the elbows out. Not letting Oscar take either the inside or the outside. Hayden up to P2. 16 seconds behind Vanilla. Which, according to the game, Vanilla may have to pit again. Because they're suspecting that the hards will not go the distance. As you can see from this graphic, hards were only supposed to go 18-20 laps. Vanilla now on lap 13 of those hard tires. So according to the game, he's got another 5 to 7 laps left on those. And we are only on lap 19. Just about to start lap 20 of 35. We'll see what Vanilla has to do. And actually, let's check real quick. Take a look at the tire wear for all of our drivers. So, safety car is deployed. Who do we lose? It's a Ferrari. No, DRL. The car's already been removed. We can't see what happened. But DRL Racer with, looks like 100% wing damage. So it looks like he may have lost it. I believe if we're going back down to Apex, Apex hasn't pissed. Yeah, okay. So Apex just passed where it was. So it was the high speed turn 10. Looks like DRL may have lost it. Hit the wall, broke the front wing. Don't believe it's been 75% of the race, or 70% for DRL to score those points. Big unfortunate moment for the Ferraris. We are now down to one car, almost one car from every team. We do not have a Sauber tonight, but there's one car from each team left, so no teammates are going to be helping each other. It's going to be one-on-one for everybody. So we've got Boogie Pitton getting off those mediums. Let's see what he switches to. Switches to the hards. Going to finish the race on those hards. Vanilla taking advantage of this safety car. Getting off of the hards onto the mediums. Great strategy call there from Vanilla, which, looking at it, everybody's coming into the pits now. Except for Zaluxy. Zaluxy staying on the hards. 9-lap old hards to Vanilla's mediums. This will be an interesting play out for the last 14 laps of the race. Zaluxy on the harder compound. We'll wait for that. Okay. Zaluxy on the harder compound on 9-lap old. Actually, pull up right here, because with everybody pitting, as you can see, Vanilla brand new mediums. Zaluxy, 9-lap-old hards. Corey, 15-lap-old hards. Hayden, Oscar onto the new mediums. Pixelin, 15-lap hards. Apex, 5-lap hards. And Boogie on 3-lap hards. So, looking at the track map, Apex did not pit. Boogie literally just pitted. So, I think we're going to be good. So, let's go through as we're doing the safety car. We'll do the race story. Vanilla dominating this race so far. Started first, now in first, on the mediums with the fastest lap and only one warning. Vanilla out in front. Next up, we got Zaluxy. Started at the back due to a connection issue. Started P10 up to P2 on the hards for 9-lap-old. 2 warnings. We'll see how she does. Next up, Corey. Started on the mediums, now on the hards. Started P5 up to P3. Hayden, the last Ferrari to run tonight, started P4 in P4, staying right where he's at. Only 2 warnings so far. Went from medium hard to medium. Hayden, P4. Oscar started mediums on the hards to the mediums. Started third, down in 5th with 6 seconds of penalties. So let's keep an eye on that as we get closer to the end of the race. He's going to be more than likely dropping back and losing some positions due to that 6 seconds. Next up, Pixelin. Started on the mediums, on the hards now after 16 laps. Started 8th, up to 6th. Our newest driver forced to start in the back. Now up to 7th place. Started on the mediums, now on the hards. Only 1 warning. Right at the back of the pack now. Then we got Boogie, the sole McLaren. Started mediums, went to the hards, back to the mediums, now on the hards with no warnings. Boogie starting 7th, dropped back to 8th, but still going to score some points for McLaren. Then we got DRL, Racer X, Draco, and Lone Fiber out of the race. So we are down to the top 8 for tonight's race. Safety car in this lap. Vanilla back in the field up. Watching the accordion. Oh, looked like Oscar may have made contact with Hayden. No wing damage according to the telemetry. So Vanilla just hauling right along. We're going to keep the camera on Zaluxy to see if she makes a move. Mind you, she's on very worn hards, whereas Vanilla's got the brand new mediums. Turn 14. They cannot overtake until they cross the start-finish line. Vanilla, hammer down. Zaluxy chasing down. Vanilla getting that gap from the start, keeping Zaluxy behind. Everybody coming across the line. Everyone staying status quo for the time being. Sliding through turn 4. Zaluxy getting very wide through turn 4. Thankfully, she let off and did not collect any warnings or penalties for that. Pretty soon, as she keeps up going wide like that, Hayden on the mediums from behind is going to be catching her up. Oscar getting a little wide there, gets another warning. Vanilla absolutely dominating, now up to almost 2 seconds of a gap back to Zaluxy, while Zaluxy keeping her eyes on the mirror as Hayden closing in behind, but Oscar even closer behind Hayden. Did get his wing changed out. during that pit stop. So Oscar, with no more wing damage on the new mediums, sticking right with Hayden as they come through turn 3, almost hitting the backside of Hayden. Hayden keeping his elbows out, going through turn 4. Oscar staying right with Hayden. See if Hayden makes a move on Zalexi at all, or if it's going to be straight up just Oscar and Hayden going at it. Mind you, Hayden could, almost making contact there. Hayden could just let him pass and just stay within 6 seconds and just collect the position afterwards. But that's not Hayden. Hayden wants to race it out. Oscar wants the position. Coming down the straightaway, Zalexi. Hayden going for the inside with DRS. Oscar following right behind Zalexi, taking avoided action to not collect Oscar. Oscar getting up on the grass on the inside of the apex. That's going to rob him of speed going to turn 3. Zalexi waiting for Oscar to make another mistake like that to capitalize. Hayden P2, Oscar P3, Zalexi dropping back to P4. Heavy braking there from Oscar. Oh, Hayden getting very bent out of shape right there. 10 laps to go. Vanilla dominating out in front with 3.6 second lead. Followed by Hayden, Oscar, and Zalexi. While this chase is going on right now with Oscar hunting down Hayden, he is deploying that battery. As you see, he's down to 38%. And while he's hunting, using that battery, you got Zalexi sitting at almost 80% battery. Neutral deploy, so she's going to be maintaining battery. So even though she's on the harder tires that are very worn to Oscar's medium, Oscar will not have any battery to fight against Zalexi. Going to the next battle back, Corey defending against Apex and Boogie. Nine laps left to go. Vanilla absolutely dominating tonight. Let's see if Apex goes for a move on Corey. Corey going to the inside to defend. Apex around the outside. Boogie thinking about making a move. Sticks with Corey. Mind you, Corey is on 21 lap old hards. The game suspected those would not last more than 20 laps. Actually, let's take a look at what the wear percentage is right now. Corey's rears at 32%. They are screaming for a break. Whereas Boogie's got only 8%. He's going to attack harder, but he doesn't have the ERS. Corey with a lot of battery life left. Boogie with about 45%. So Corey could use that ERS to defend, even with the extremely... No! Corey with 3-second penalty. That is going to promote Boogie at the end of this race. Thankfully, Pixelin's too far back, so Corey will only lose one spot. Tough break for Corey. That might have been commentator curse. as we have the camera on him. Whoa, he goes wide there again too. Boogie around the inside. I think Corey's tires are just so shot. Even if he pits, I don't think he'll come out in front. Let's see here. His rejoin position will be 8th. So if he does pit to get off those very worn hards, he will lose out to Pixelin if he pits now. So these guys are spread out a little bit. Let's go up to Zaluxy, who's staying right with Oscar with a full battery on the worn hards. Oscar is able to recover a little bit of battery. He's up to about 50% now, so you can use that to defend. Luxie's tire is about 24% worn, whereas Oscar, who's having to defend, his rears are up to 22%. So right now, the longevity of those mediums to defend against Luxie not looking too hot. Hayden all the while trying to build a gap. Oh! Oscar almost makes a defending move over. Oh, tries to stick his note in there. Zaluxy says no and starts pulling away using that DRS. Zaluxy up to P3 from starting at P10. So right now, where everybody is where everybody's going to finish so far with penalties. So Oscar currently has 6 seconds of penalties, which his gap to Apex behind is 9.7. So he will finish where he's at unless he makes a mistake and drops further back, or Apex comes from nowhere and can close down more than 3 seconds to Oscar. So Corey did pit. He is now on the mediums. So he did lose out P8 to Pixelin. No one behind him, so the 3 seconds that he has will basically be null and void. But looking at position-wise, if Corey can actually get ahead of Pixelin and build 3 seconds before the end of the race, he could maintain 7th. Let's see what he goes for here. Looks like he almost made contact. Making the move around the outside. DRS wide open. Gets past Pixelin. So now Corey doing his best to build a 3-second gap within the next 5 laps to maintain P7. Apex with a 3-second time penalty. That will not help his chances to catch Oscar. Zaluxy catching Hayden right on the gearbox of the Ferrari. Hayden with a full battery on younger mediums, but his rears are 23%, whereas Zaluxy's still only at 28 roughly on her hards. 5 laps left to go. Wing is wide open. Zaluxy around the outside. Hayden defends on the inside. Tucks in behind, down to turn 1. Zaluxy will have DRS for the second DRS zone because there's only 1 detection point on this short track. Zaluxy down to 38% on battery. She used a lot to get past Oscar and now Hayden. But the gap going forward, almost 5 seconds to Zaluxy. I mean, to Vanilla from Zaluxy. Which means that gap is not closing down. It's actually building right now. Oh, there we go. It's closing a little bit. Actually, if we look at the driver ahead and behind for Zaluxy. So as it stands, Zuluxi hitting about breaking even to Vanilla. Vanilla, I think that, yeah, so she's actually faster than Vanilla. We only have 3 laps left to go. So I don't think she's going to be able to close the almost 5-second gap unless she pulls out something, we don't know, jetpack or something. Then you got Hayden right behind her. But Hayden, Zuluxi's rears are actually 31%, so she's going to be struggling for grip. This is the graining phase of those tires. Hayden getting very close to the same. Vanilla's fronts are at 31%, rears at 38. So his tires are pretty much cooked. But he is maintaining right now 4.2 seconds out in front of Zuluxi. Hayden not really gaining or losing to Zuluxi. He's going to be doing his best to make sure he finishes this race. Score some points for the team. Right now, Vanilla sitting on the fastest lap of a 1:16.024. Zuluxi's last lap was about 1.8 seconds off the fastest lap. So Zuluxi will not be getting that fastest lap against Vanilla. Vanilla's going to be scoring the extra point. So we'll see here. Corey's in the pits again. Going to the soft. He's going to try it for the fastest lap. That gap there to Hayden. 2.6 now. Oscar with another 3-second penalty. Puts him up to 9 seconds right now. But the gap behind needs to be about 6 seconds in order for Apex to advance on that. So as we go here, we've got Vanilla out in front. .6 back to Zuluxi. Zuluxi trying so hard to close this gap. Zuluxi deploying. Coming through turn 4. Very sliding through. Then we got Hayden. Oscar with 9 seconds of penalties. Apex. 3 seconds of penalties. Followed by Boogie right behind Apex. 1.2 behind. Followed by Pixelin. And now Corey on the softs looking to get the fastest lap. He is in the top 10, so he will, if he can pull it off, he will get that extra point and pull that away from Vanilla. We are now on the final lap. Vanilla just crossing the line. Hopefully Corey can pull off this fastest lap. But he does have Pixelin ahead of him, which is going to slow him down. Oh! Tries to make the move through the chicane. That's going to cost him. Again, the fastest lap by Vanilla is 1:16.024. See what Corey's doing as we come around turn 14. Can't get it done. improves his time, but cannot get that fastest lap. So let's actually head over to Vanilla as he's coming through the final corner. Vanilla Spilla, your race leader and now winner. Cross the line. P1 with Zluxy, P2. Hayden, P3. Oscar, P4. Next up, we got Apex with his debut weekend. Scoring points for Apex, or for Haas, but loses out to Boogie because of the 3-second penalty. Next up, we got Corey, who's actually built more than 3 seconds on Pixelin. He's going to retain this position. Corey coming down to the final corners. Gap behind 4.6. Corey with 3-second penalty. He's going to maintain P7. Around the final corner. Zigzagging across the line. And it looks like Pixelin actually crashed out. Pixelin's out of the race. So, your driver of the day, Zluxy. Well-deserved, starting P10, making her way all the way up to P2. That is tonight's race. Sprint race, and then the Grand Prix. Vanilla Spilla, your winner. Getting a great amount of points for the Mercedes team and himself. See the drivers taking swigs of their champagne. Here we are. Vanilla Spilla, your winner, followed by Zluxy, Oscar, Hayden, Boogie, Apex, Corey, Dealer Racer X, Pixelin, Lone Fiber, Draco. And then for the weekend, Vanilla, your winner for the weekend, 33-26 on Zluxy. So that wraps us up for here at Hungary. Next weekend, we are in Singapore for the street race under the lights in Singapore. Right now, we are looking at possibly changing round 12 at Qatar to possibly pushing it a week out or another decision. We're not sure yet because that is Super Bowl Sunday, and we don't want our drivers to miss out time hanging out with their friends and family. So that was it from Hungary. I will be doing admin on my Twitch, but as for Purell, this is your round 10 at Hungary. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We will see you next week in Singapore.